This is one of the few times that you'll see me here on social media breaking character. But in light of the recent cancellation of Stephen Colbert by CBS, I just felt that I had to add my voice to the millions of other viewers who are also expressing shock, anger, and outrage over this stupid decision. Over the years, I've seen a lot of late-night hosts come and go. Steve Allen, Johnny Carson, Letterman, and others. I feel there's still an important role for programming like The Late Show, despite what this senile old network thinks. You really fumbled the ball on this one, CBS. No wonder they're now calling you CBS, the cowardly broadcasting system. And in closing, I'd like to ask, how many higher-ups at CBS happen to be on that Epstein list? Do you suppose there's any connection? Benjamin Franklin here. As you know, I am a strong advocate for freedom of speech. I once said that printers shouldn't be forced to approve every text they print, since that would stifle people's freedom to write what they wish. That would also limit the public's access to a free exchange of ideas. In fact, here are my exact words. If all printers were determined not to print anything till they were sure it would offend nobody, then there would be very little printed. And that still holds true today, as we see attempts to censor free speech on television, which is actually today's descendant of the ancient art of printing. So, in support of Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel, I believe that the press and broadcasters should serve as a tool for public information and discussion, even when it means reporting on controversial ideas as they arise, without fear of punishment.
Hello, Ben Franklin here. Back in my day in the 1700s, we got our news from newspapers. And quite often this was also the source of our gossip, as well as entertainment from clever writers who aimed to amuse us and tickle our funny bone with their witty lampooning of the day's events. I know this because I was one of those writers who did this for a living. And now here in the 21st century, you modern people have other sources for this kind of news and entertainment, such as the internet, social media, and especially television shows that come on late at night. One of my favorites is The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. So I thought I'd check this out personally and drop by the Ed Sullivan Theater for a little chat. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, everything was closed up. Of course, one kind soul informed me that Colbert was now doing his show from his tiny little office space somewhere else in the Ed Sullivan building. So I went to investigate. Thanks to an old key, some ingenious tinkering, and the help of a friendly janitor who recognized me from the $100 bill I showed him, I did manage to get into Colbert's office. But I did not have any luck in finding him. I suppose he was elsewhere, preparing for that night's show. Too bad. I would have loved to have had a conversation with him, perhaps to offer some tips from my own experience with political satire, and maybe even to trade a few witty remarks back and forth. Oh well, I will have to wait for another day. Meanwhile, if Mr. Colbert would like a book or two to promote, he could always check out my own Ben Franklin Time Traveler series. He might even be interested in starring in the movie version. Imagine that! Stephen Colbert as Ben Franklin.